have cameras.
Cool cameras are cool because they're cool.
Good for you. Yeah.
I do love cameras.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? This is Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone.
And Matt from Texas Toast Guitars.
And we are live, because I usually say that at the beginning. And we're live.
We are live.
Yeah, so I'm still here.
That's right.
Still here.
You are, and you'll be here for quite a while.
Yeah, I think next week.
10 more days?
10 more days. Yeah.
You know what, Dylan? I love having you here.
Well, thanks, man.
I think it's really, really cool.
Thanks. I appreciate that because, you're in somebody else's house and you don't want to feel like you're imposing or whatever.
Not
and I only take over
all.
the whole thing on the weekends. So let's talk about why I'm here.
All right.
First of all, we're teaching people to wind pickups. Even if they only ever do it once in their entire life, or in Paul's case, because he's here tonight.
I was going to ask who signed up twice. Yeah.
It's Paul.
That's awesome.
So he's going to do it twice. So that's pretty cool. And I suppose we should talk about, we didn't talk about this on your live stream.
Just tonight?
But we had a cancellation for this weekend, and it was somebody that's a fan of yours.
That's right.
So what happened because we want to give him some props and let him know. So tell the part of the story you know, and then I'll tell the part of the story I know.
All right. It was Saturday night.
Saturday.
Yeah. And you know where I was going?
Where?
I was going to the world-famous Buckhorn Exchange.
What's at the Buckhorn Exchange?
This is something that you're going to... If you know of the Buckhorn Exchange? It's the oldest liquor license in Colorado.
Really?
It is rumored that Buffalo Bill hung out there. Doc Holliday was in this room. And they have Sitting Bull's niece's wedding dress on the wall. They have the walls are festooned with history and taxidermy.
Really?
Not necessarily in that
order.
But it has been there for forever, and it is still there, and you can go there, and you could just go have a drink at the bar.
Chris, could you hand me my very full one beer right over there on the right side of that? Thank you.
So I was going to the Buckhorn Exchange. Nice.
Yeah. Because are we doing the chug for super chats again?
I'll chug for super chats.
Anyway, tell your story, and then I want to update that whole situation.
All right.
Okay.
So, what if we get a buttload of super chats?
Well, we might. We'll have to stop.
Now that we're chugging for super chats.
Yeah. Well, we're not chugging for super chats yet, but
Chug for chats.
Chug for chats.
Ooh.
That's a t-shirt.
That's a t-shirt.
That is great. That should be something that happens on all primetime guitar shows. Chug for chats.
So you went to this place.
So we went to the Buckhorn Exchange, and I got an email, a text actually from the very cool, very excellent Brad Hutchings, who unfortunately is not going to be able to make it to this coming weekend's pickup winding class.
Yeah.
And kind of for a reason that, Brad is an animal lover, and his dog had to have surgery. So he's like, I can't make it. But you know what I want to do? I want to very coolly donate my spot. He said, can you take care of that?
Yeah, so he told me about this Monday, and Sunday, to use one of your terms, I had actually spent time with one of our viewers down in Colorado Springs on Sunday.
Yeah,
who actually is part of the Space Force.
Space Force.
Yeah, and he gave me and Leslie a tour of 2 bases. With top secret buildings that we saw the outsides of.
It is my understanding that the tour consisted of that building right there.
But
Space Force.
Not going to lie, it's really cool to have a dude in a uniform who knows things that other people don't know, pick you up in a Tahoe, legit, and go to these bases and talk all about driving satellites and satellite on satellite in orbit violence.
Wow.
Yeah, super interesting stuff.
He might be interested in my new shirt,
What?
Never Silence Maximum Violence.
Yes. So anyway, once I found out about this, and I knew he was close, and I knew he was only going to be living there before he got transferred to Texas next month,
Which is coming, yeah.
which is in like 2 weeks. I called him and said, hey, there's an opportunity here, and you're a cool dude, and you did some cool stuff for me and Leslie this week.
Nice.
But I want Brad Hutchings to know that his class spot and his generosity of that donating that to somebody else is going to a very, very cool person.
Space Force.
Yes. So,
it's funny because a lot of people make fun of the whole Space Force thing. But Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think, summed it up very, very well when he said, why would you not think we need to protect our assets that are orbiting the Earth?
Yeah.
There was a time when the Air Force wasn't even a thing, and it was the Army Air Corps.
right.
And now we can't imagine not having planes. So anyway, so
it was very interesting. He was a cool dude, and he really was hospitable. Actually, went to his house after, and all his wife and kids all came out on the lawn, and we all hung out.
Nice.
It was really awesome, and I was like, well, since he's close, and he can actually drive here, and it's not, I was like, let me see.
Yeah,
And,
cool.
and I know that many of you would dig that also. So, and I know Brad would also dig that. So I wanted to share that.
Brad is a very, very cool guy. Hey, speaking of cool people, where is the lovely Leslie? Is she preparing for the oncoming blizzard of 2022?
She's out in the module,
In the module.
as you would call it. And,
battening down the hatches?
she's like, well, if you and Matt and Chris are going to do this, I'm just going
I
to
don't
take the
know.
night off. So
Okay.
So that's what she did.
Well, now I feel bad.
Oh, no.
She's not here.
It's good. She needs a night off once in a while. She worked hard this week.
She does, but I do want you to know, Chris, that it is all your fault.
She's here.
She's right out there in the
She's
module.
on the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, is she? Okay.
hang on. We got one of those. Super chat.
Nope.
Yeah, you want me to keep
Chug
up
for
on
chat.
those?
Mhm.
Okay, there's 2 of them.
Oh,
By
is
the
there?
way, yeah.
So the first, so we got Alan A, who says, Chug, the collaboration has been great thing to behold.
Alan, what a lovely
Thanks,
thing to
Alan.
say.
I appreciate that. This is super fun.
Can I take some of your chat? Can I take some of your time, your live time?
Yeah, go ahead.
I discovered recently
Thanks,
that
Tom L, for the other one too.
we're going to chug for that in a moment.
Yes.
I discovered recently that we were spending a lot of time answering butt heads on YouTube comments.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And not enough time answering people who say something cool.
Which is 90% of everybody that's here right now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think that. So I have started this new thing where I've done this for a while, where I just put an asterisk on the fart head comments.
That's all they get.
That's all they get, an asterisk.
I dig that.
Mostly because I don't want to see their, fart-headed comment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to, if I'm going to answer a comment, if I'm going to give anyone some of my time to answer a comment, I want it to be because they're cool and I want to do something and I want to thank them for being cool and tell them how much I like their style.
I think that too. I think that too. We have however many, let's see, we have about 50 people on right now. And we have 20 people who liked the video, and we call him Thumbs Down Frank.
Thumbs down Frank?
See one thumbs down there?
Oh,
they can't see thumbs down anymore, but me and you can.
Oh.
So we've got
I
Thumbs
can't
Down
see
Frank.
that on mine. Okay.
Yeah, see there? One thumbs down. So we call him Thumbs Down Frank. He's here every week.
All right.
But I appreciate his watch time.
Whatever.
It's cool.
Have a good time.
Couple things we need to talk about.
All right.
And then we'll get into the topic for tonight too. And we're going to have to rely more on Super Chats for questions tonight too, for the Q&A part, because we don't have Leslie. We could have Chris drive some of it if he is so inclined.
Chris
in a
is
little
good.
bit. So he will do that. But first of all, yes, let's talk about this concept that me and you have called Primetime Guitar on Thursday nights.
Well, we came up with it in a donut shop, so you know it's good.
Yes. We did not write it on a napkin.
We didn't have to.
No.
It was Hertz Donuts in Elizabeth, Colorado.
It was.
Have you ever been there?
No, but I know it's a thing.
It's a thing, yeah. I think they're nationwide.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, the name is way cool, and the donuts are mediocre.
Yeah, what name is better than the donut?
Yeah. So the idea is, we know you like guitar stuff, and we already know that you watch Matt's stuff at 5 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Eastern, and you watch my thing at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. We are talking to other people. We're in talks, as they say.
The wheels are in motion.
Yes. To maybe add a before and an after where you would literally, skip the depressing local news and Pat Sajak and Friends reruns and Sheldon.
Sure.
And just watch really cool things like
DVR that stuff.
Yeah, DVR that stuff. And have a whole evening of Thursday night guitar prime time. And I think it's in the works, merch, the whole deal. It's something that we think is cool.
We're going to have to come up with things that we do all the time, though. So, because what I don't want to have happen is everybody does a Q&A thing.
Yes.
After a while, that's going to get lame.
Yeah. We will communicate on it.
We've got one guy who's going to do, maybe gear review stuff.
And demos, yep.
And demos.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do some guitar building and repair stuff, and maybe I have this old guitar.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you want to focus on?
We definitely want to do a Q&A once in a while. I think maybe what we should do is coordinate that, and we'll talk about this later, but I think we should coordinate that to where we're flip-flopping.
So it's not
hours of just, hey, there's a question in the comments.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, too, many folks ask the same question of both of us on different weeks. Or maybe it's like your parents.
They're answer shopping?
Yes. They're like, so what do you think of zero frets?
Yeah.
And then they come over to my channel and they're like, what do you think of zero frets? And they're like, it's like getting the parents to fight against each other.
Yeah.
So there might be some of that.
It could be.
I'm not sure.
But it could be. Yeah.
Anyway. And then the other thing I want to mention too this week is that we put I'm trying something, well, this was Leslie's idea, to do some limited runs of some really cool pickups. Ooh. And on Dylan Talks Tone right now, there is, if you go to the homepage, you'll see in the top sellers portion of the page, this really cool mesh-covered P90 that we are only making available till the end of this month. As many as we sell, and it's going to be about 4 to 6 weeks until you get them because of the way things are right now, but they are very, very cool. We got a super chat.
Chug!
From John Own 11, so he hasn't bought a guitar since last week.
Chug for chats. Thank you, John.
Is painting metal flake, like a car paint kit, significantly harder than regular paint? Thanks, guys, and chug.
Well, John, I have sprayed a little bit of metal flake in my day. Let me just start by saying that flake is the new flame.
Agreed.
Okay, so all those guys who, like PRS is in for a world of hurt because the $500 hunks of maple that you make for a top with, right out the window. Pretty soon it's going to be all metal flake. The big speckled bass boat carny ride seat metal flake is what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no more difficult to spray than regular paint. It's just more of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the idea is that you would seal your wood with, let's say, Simtex sealer. And then you would typically spray a base coat color on. Mm-hmm. Black is very popular, is it not, Chris?
That's the traditional color.
Okay. And then you would get the flake in a gun, and you can either spray it. You can do it a couple of different ways. You can mix it in a matrix of a paint so that it comes out with the paint and sticks, or you can attempt to spray a lot of your base coat color on and leave it wet, and then kind of sprinkle it on or shoot it out of a flake gun. I think Ed Roth has like a flake blaster or something, and it just shoots air across flake, and you can spray it on wet stuff and it sticks. The idea, though, is that you want to get as much flake on as you can, and you don't want the flakes to all be level. You want some to be poking up like this, and some to be like this, in all different ways, so you get that crazy light working off.
Because what a lot of people don't realize is that when they're talking about metal flake, it literally is particles of.
Well, it's plastic flake now.
Yeah, in the old school, that part of. For visualization purposes only, it would be like shredded aluminum foil little pieces suspended in fluid that would then be all these various different angles.
Or not, or stuck to something.
Yep. And then clear over the top of it.
And you have to bury it in
Yes.
clear. Now that's one way to do it.
Otherwise, it ends up like an old fiberglass boat where you
Yeah.
can scratch your hand, rubbing
And
it across.
if you sand it too quickly or too aggressively, let's say you had red metal flake, you sanded too much, you could go into the flake and actually would turn silver in the spot where you sand it.
And you couldn't fix that.
Well,
because
not
it
really.
lays it down.
So you have to flood it with clear, and then level it out. Now that's one way to do it. Another way that you can do this, and this is really popular in that sort of lowrider paint scheme thing, silver metal flake, clear, and then candy coats on top of that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where your line work comes in, and you've got all those neat things. And I love lowriders and 70s motorcycle things. It's the neatest car finish you can have. Unfortunately, Subaru doesn't do it, so I don't have it on mine.
The reason, neither does Ram ProMaster.
Mm-hmm.
The reason it doesn't happen in guitars a lot is because what he's talking about, there's two problems. One, the time that it takes to do all of that, and two, the scale of it. Because doing something on the side of a van is different than doing something in the cutaway of a Stratocaster.
Yeah.
When you're talking about trying to get all that stuff to lay in there evenly. We got another super chat or two.
There's two?
Yeah, we got a couple. This one's from Don.
Doc? Dr. Don?
Yep.
Don says that he could show us how to play guitars with our teeth safely. Don is a dentist. That's
Is it
why
put
we
a
call him
pick in
Don.
your mouth like this?
I don't know. Maybe that's... thanks for the super chat, Doc. And then Corey Forgrave.
Who's coming for a pickup winding class
He is.
not this weekend, next weekend, I think, right?
Awesome. Said, did you know that at the bottom of a Coors can is an image that when exposed to air reveals itself? So drink up and let me know what you see.
Naked ladies.
Meet up for morning coffee in Golden? Interesting.
Tomorrow?
Not tomorrow.
Corey
I don't
is
know.
totally cool.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in my comment section a lot and gives us a lot of super chats. I do
You know,
appreciate it.
a lot of people who are cool, and I don't want to just say well, Corey's cool and nobody else is, but yeah, I'm not saying that. But Corey's a super cool dude.
The other thing I want to mention, because we have two thumbs down Franks now.
Oh,
And I would
thumbs
imagine-
down Steve and thumbs down
Yeah,
Frank.
and I would imagine. Actually, somebody emailed me one time,
Mhm.
and they're like, my name is Frank, and I accidentally hit the thumbs down. I'm sorry,
Is that
literally.
where thumbs down Frank came
No,
from? Oh,
it was
okay.
before him. So for those of you that don't like it, that I drink beer or anything, we started a new thing. It's in the link in the description, and it's called buymeacoffee.com/DylanTalksTone, and I'll use that money to buy coffee. There you
I
go.
would use that if is there buy me. People
I can
are
make
always,
it say whatever I want.
People are always complaining about the beer I'm drinking and how it is not the one true and holy beer that they should be drinking, that I should be drinking. So there should be a Matt, a beer that you think is better than Coors Light thing,
Oh yeah,
and I'll buy Coors Light.
yeah, yeah.
I can't pay the freight for that high test beer.
I
Although
get that.
one of our sponsors is having their anniversary party this weekend, so that's
They have
awesome.
some super high test stuff going.
They do have. some
I'm
super
excited
high
to
test
try
stuff.
that.
Yep.
I haven't decided if I'm leaving the house on Saturday or not. I'm leaning towards not
Well,
because of the giant blizzard.
the giant
that's
blizzard
impending.
that we're supposed to have.
Yeah.
I decided that if it really does snow,
Mhm.
I'm just going to stay in this parking lot, and then I can just get up and I'll already be here.
I wish that I had I mean, I don't have any I have spare rooms in my house. You know what there is in there? Nothing.
Oh, I don't
They're
care.
empty, and I'm like, man, I really should have a sleeping arrangement.
We like our van.
I know you do, and
I like
Leslie has
it.
even said, well, look, we have this thing. Why don't we use it? So
Exactly.
when you come out though in September, November, let's just do that though. I should have a spare room.
Yeah, it depends on the thing. Well, let's talk about that for a minute.
All right.
Because we haven't even really discussed this. So, on my channel. So, this pickup lining thing. We only did one. We got two more to do, but it's fun.
And it's something that you and I just sort of hey, let's try this and see if
Mhm.
it works.
And it was a different time in a different place, and we really had to adapt to make it work. But it's been really super fun. And we figured out ways to streamline it. One of those is already on the calendar. Is there one spot left?
And
still?
there's one spot left. Now,
in November.
Yes. So one of the things that Dylan and I talked about was, what's something that's awesome about this month? Hanging out with everybody, winding pickups, building guitars to put said pickups in, and getting to see everybody like take a bunch of wire and magnets and turn it into something that makes noise.
Exactly.
And nobody, you have a 100% success rate.
Everyone wound a pickup on their first try.
Yeah.
And it worked. And not only worked, we all played them. They were all good.
They were all really good. Yeah.
They were great. It was fun.
What's not cool about this month is you are here for the whole month. Now, I don't have problem one with that, but I would imagine you have family. Leslie has humidity. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. She wants, you want to get back to it.
Yeah.
But so we thought, well, what can we do to just focus on the cool parts and eliminate some of the less cool parts? And what we came up with was you just fly out for a class and spend however many days.
Yeah.
And the first one that we're going to do that's on the books right now is November.
Yep.
To be that now next week at this time, we're going to talk about something very, very different.
Yes. So, and unrelated to that, okay, well then we'll just leave that for next week.
Oh yeah, so
there's more things, and
well, how about because we're going to get something really awesome to have.
Yes,
for show and tell.
It's going to be a
week.
show and tell thing next week. We're going to have it's going to be a Thursday special.
Yeah.
One time only Thursday reveal.
It is going to be that. Yeah.
So I'm kind of excited about that. I guess I need to make the pickups for that too. Spoiler: it's a guitar.
And spoiler. It has everything to do with something that we did on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yep. Yeah. And I have a video coming out. So, speaking of Monday.
Whoa.
Oh, go ahead.
We're so far off the rails right now, which is so common for
This
me
is what happens.
Get
us in a Subaru in the booty. Here we go.
So, this November 2022,
yep.
Dylan will be coming back for a fabric top guitar build class and wind your own pickups.
Yep.
Now, we had a guy who was like,
really wanted to come,
save me a spot. And I'm like, okay.
Yep.
And then he couldn't do it at the last minute.
Yep.
So we have one spot left for November.
Yep.
If anybody, but I haven't put it back up there on the thing. There's 5 people signed up right now.
Oh.
I haven't put it back up there yet. I should have, but I didn't. So if you guys want to come to that thing, if you want to come to the November fabric top guitar building class and pickup winding thing, it's gonna sell out.
Yeah.
Like tonight, probably.
Probably.
Send me an email or send Dylan an email, and
either one of
first come, first serve.
Yep.
How about that?
Yep. I mean, like with money though, with a deposit.
Yeah.
You got to put a deposit down. But I think it's gonna be really cool because you're gonna get a fabric top guitar at the end of the week with pickups that you put in it. That you made from scratch. This is, I cannot tell you how cool this is. I didn't know it was going to be this cool. I just didn't know that it was going to be so fun and so satisfying. I mean, for me, to be able to watch people do this for the first time and pull it off and make something cool, and the fact that they're actually making stuff that's good. They've always come here and done these classes, and the guitars have been good because you have this set up. You want people to succeed and have a cool guitar.
But winding your own pickups is next level stuff.
Yeah. I mean, next level. So, anyway, and I guess to be continued with more stuff about that coming. But the other little spoiler I'll give you is 2023. If you miss out on this one in November, we got some more cool stuff.
I think it'd be foolish of us to not go ahead and book out 2023.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be really cool, which means I'm going to be flying back and forth a lot.
We probably won't have, Dylan's here for a month.
No. A week at a time, 4 or 5 days at a time. That'll make a lot more sense.
I think it works, too, because, what if we said we're going to, for 2023, I'm going to be here on this month, I'm going to be here on this month, I'm going to be here on this month, rather than you got to do it all in May.
Yeah.
Like we did this year.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was though a little different because at the time when we came up with this, you guys
big
were
motor hum, and we were on
Yeah.
we were on the road full time.
Yeah.
So, Chris, is there any other questions over there that are not super chats that we might be able to yell out?
Yeah.
What do we got? A couple of them.
Yep. Runboy7426 wants to know, does Bass Boat Flake Thick Clear have much effect on tone?
absolutely.
I've built a bunch of guitars with that,
Yeah.
and you can make them sound good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really not. People think that you got an 1/8 inch of finish on there,
Right.
And really, it's because what you do is you bury it, you sand it back, and then you clear it again, and then you sand that back and buff it. So it's really not that much thicker
Right.
than a regular finish.
Yeah.
You
So,
know, people
put it in
often
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was going to say, to put it in perspective. So, I used to paint cars. So, to put it in perspective, and it's the same thing on a guitar. If a finish like on any of these guitars around here that don't have big metal flake in them end up at 3 to 5 mils thick, a big Bass Boat metal flake may end up at 7 to 9,000. We're not talking like tons and tons of finish.
Right.
You know, if it's big Bass Boat flake, maybe it's 12. But even then, we're not talking about adding a gallon of paint to a guitar. It's not like that at all.
And further into that end, you know, even Dan Armstrong, one of my favorite guitar builders of all time, who made guitars exclusively from, well, lucite. Well, not exclusive, but is most famous for building guitars from lucite.
Yep.
Never once said you're going to record with this. It's to look
Right.
cool on stage.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you're worried about tone and you're not worried about getting laid, then yeah, don't put it on your guitar. But
Well, I think if you're concerned that it's not going to sound right, then don't buy it.
Yeah, but if
do
you're
it.
concerned with like how sexy you are to like the opposite sex, flake is the new flame.
Yeah.
We got a
don't-
super chat from Doug. He said, "Geez, I want to come twice in November." Doug, I believe you are already signed up for the class. that
Doug
we
is
are
signed up for
discussing.
November, but he's gonna want to come in September.
That is, that's a spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
That's a spoiler. He's going to want to come in September. I promise you're going to want to.
Don't worry though, if you can't make it in September, you'll be able to come to the next one because there's gonna be a next.
There's going to, yeah, this is too much fun not to do. Any other stuff over there,
Yep.
Chris? What do we got?
You mentioned in the prior video that there are other factors that go into the sound of a pickup, such as frequency response, inductance, and conductance. How do you measure those things?
Okay, so frequency response is the result of all of those things, like what that pickup can actually do. They call it resonant peak in a pickup. So basically what that is the frequency that, you know, if you go, well, we'll go backwards for the camera. So towards the low frequency side, you know, like walk like an Egyptian, or the high frequency side, whatever that pickup's really good at doing, most good at doing, that's the resonant peak. All the adjustments that you make within that pickup are to that result. You asked about inductance. That is, you can measure that with a meter that costs $20 off of Amazon. We have them in our Amazon store in the link in the description. They're like $25, and you can at least, relative to your own work. Now I get hate for this because it's a $20 meter and it's at the wrong frequency. Anyway, for $20 or whatever it costs, 35, whatever, you can buy this thing and hook it up to your guitar pickup, and you can see the inductance, which is the overall efficiency of the coil. Now, I would not, you know, base your entire career on that measurement because it's a $35 meter, but at least for all the pickups that you have in the drawer or the various guitars that you own, you can tell relative to each other what they do, and then listen to them and start to learn what that means. These two Strat pickups, you know, one's 2.3 Henrys, one's 3.1 Henrys. How different do they sound to you relative to each other? That's what that $35 meter is good for, and it's cool. It's fun. Yeah. There you go.
I think that meters are cool. Do you find it funny as I do that one of the biggest names in multimeters is Fluke?
Yeah, I actually bought 3 of them today.
Why did you do that? I know the answer.
Because one of the improvements we are making on week 2 of our 3-week run of classes is we're putting together individual toolboxes for each person. Each team. We're going to have teams of 2 people that work together, and they're going to work together and make pickups. We're buying another winder, so we're going to have a total of 3 for now, but we'll buy more if we
When's
need to.
the third one? When's it coming?
Actually, we have a student that has one. And
Cool.
He's bringing it, and we're using that as a pilot, and then for the next class, we'll have 3.
Cool.
But I bought 3 fluke meters. I bought 3 little toolkits. Chris made these really cool little blocks, so when you screw the screws into your pickup, the screws don't bottom out. They got the little logo on them and everything. The CNC machine was on point for that, and it was great. So yeah, we did that today. What else you got over there, Chris?
Hang on.
Is anyone doing a BEERRUN beer run? I could use a belly washer.
Yeah.
Paul's got me covered, I think.
Paul here to do it.
God bless you, Paul. You need a belly washer, Dylan?
No, I'm sponsorship sipping.
Not me.
So Gary Redburn says pickup winding was a little scary, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was fun. And then Doc Siltonson says damn fun. And Dastardly Dave said kick butt class winding pickups.
First of all, Gary Redburn wound 4 coils.
He did.
Humbucker and 2. God bless you, Paul. And kicked ass.
He did.
Everybody kicked ass who did it.
It was great. It was so fun. I can't even tell you. I mean, I do this every day. I wound 20 P90s in the last 2 days for all of the TV Yellow Challengers over there. That run of Challengers that we worked together on. I'm making those pickups this week and next week. And I was sitting there all day doing it, and it's my job, and that's what I do. That is not near as fun as watching somebody do it for the first time.
It's cool, man.
So fun.
It's cool.
You have to do it. I'm telling you. Like, figure out flights, drive, whatever. You have to do it.
Well, we've said this from the beginning. What's cooler than building a guitar and winding the pickups and playing it in this case, 7 days. But from now on, 5 days.
Yep. And I think
not next week.
Not next week.
After next week.
Yeah. So stick around for next Thursday's live streams on both of our channels on Primetime Guitar Thursday.
Do you think we could have a special guest next Thursday? I don't know, but I'm betting we could.
Do you mean to like have a demo?
To like go, hey, here's what I did.
Oh, maybe.
I bet you we could.
Maybe. Yeah.
I bet you we could have someone with an excellent mustache.
Oh.
I don't think I can grow a mustache that fast.
Maybe we could.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it would be really fun. And once you see what we're gonna do in 5 days, and it's just gonna be cooler. It's getting cooler every time. Here's the thing. This is the problem. So I'm staying most nights, probably tonight, at the Flaherty RV Resort.
It's luxurious.
It is luxurious as long as you have 2 tires up on the curb. Otherwise, it's not that level.
It's less luxurious.
Yes, but if you have 2 tires up on the curb, it's pretty luxurious. And then we get up early, like ass crack of dawn early for me, and have coffee every morning. And then we have these dangerous ideas, and they're always good. So far.
And we come up with a bunch of neat stuff.
Yeah.
The thing, though, that really got us in trouble was Monday, where we spent 3 hours in the car together talking about all the neat stuff that we could, should, and would do.
And pretty much are
gonna do. Yeah.
So this is...
I don't know who... I know that's Rod. I can't see what he said, but Rod, you're going to want to come for some of this stuff.
Yeah, Rod. And actually...
Rod's coming for winder pickups and fabric top. Sorry.
Oh, he's coming for...
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Oh, he's already in.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. So we still have 1 spot left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the fabric top thing, I've never been here for, so I'm really excited about it.
We've only done it one time.
Oh,
with
really?
one guy.
The class.
Yeah.
You've only done fabric top once?
One
Yeah.
workshop
Yeah.
with Fabric Top one time, yeah.
Oh.
With one guy, Rick B. Yep.
Oh, I am really excited then. Cause
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do another Fabric Top, another camo with a Floyd and a humbucker.
Nice. We have a cool, so the video that we shot out at Steve at Baxman Guitars shop on Monday was mind-blowing because, I mean, all the equipment that he had there is just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Can I ask you, I tried to prepare you for what you were about to see.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't wrong, but like you can't really get a sense of it until you see it.
So, yes. So, I've been in a lot of big, really amazing guitar factory building places.
You've been in the Fender Custom Shop, the Gibson.
Yeah,
like,
I've been seeing a lot of neat stuff, and I've been in a lot of really, from my previous lifetime in the power sports industry doing dirt bike stuff, I've been in some wicked cool machine shops, you know. But you drive and you drive and you drive and you turn a corner and it turns to dirt and it turns to dirtier dirt. And then you're up over a hill, past some buildings, and here's this thing, and you open the door.
And there's no cell service.
No, there's no. We wanted him to be part of Primetime Thursday, and he's like, I can't because I don't have good enough internet.
Yeah,
like it's in the middle of nowhere, you know. And it was just such a blast. And I walk in there and I'm like, it reminded me of those documentaries on YouTube where it's like Walt Disney built the theme park, but nobody's come to it yet, and we're not sure if anybody ever will.
Yeah.
Like, because you're in there and you're just like, this place is amazing. And the potential of that place, I hope Steve continues to do greater and greater and greater things.
Given what we know about Steve, you know that he will. Yeah.
We have another super chat.
Chug!
I'm driving out for August.
Who's that?
Doc.
Oh, good.
From Canada.
Nice.
It's
I guarantee you probably won't be snow.
And he booked my flights for November. Dylan, did the goofy glasses work out? Oh, Chris, can you? We need to give somebody a shout out here. Over on the other side of my crock pot where the chili and the nachos are, can you grab that black case?
There's nachos?
It's a weird looking black case. It should be there. Yes, that one. So
the Doc is driving from Canada. I wonder how far east or west of like just straight down.
Okay, so I know where he lives. He lives in Michigan. If you look at Michigan, and here's the mitten.
Everyone does the hand thing.
And you go above Michigan, and then where you cross the Mackinac Bridge, and you go up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. You keep driving, you go through that little piece of Michigan, and then straight into Canada. He lives right there.
So he's going to have to go.
He lives above the middle finger
and west of where he. Okay.
Yeah. So Don is a dentist. If you have followed my channel for any amount of time, you know that he's the one that gets in the comments and gives me a hard time for using my teeth to like strip wire and stuff, which I have stopped doing for the most part. While he was here, he was wearing these weird glasses
the whole time
because he's a dentist. So like you can see people's nasty teeth really up close with these weird glasses. And I literally was like, probably overstepped, touching something wasn't mine. But I walked over to his bench, and I put these on, and I'm like, whoa, I can see pickup wire. Like, this. And then you just look, see, now you're just looking normal, and you got these little binoculars on your face. He gave these to me.
That's cool.
Yeah. He gave these to me. And so now, I can see stuff up close. And for soldering and everything, they're really cool. And I did not know. Well, I don't want to get into financials, but let's just say these are like they say, Surgitel on them. These are
cost prohibitive for me.
These are a legitimate medical device. Like these are not some kind of whack thing you get on, Wish or something. These are, so I have much appreciation for those. And he gave me a bottle of Macallan 12.
There's some liquor up there that Don.
Oh, he sure did. Yeah.
You've seen enough of that one. That's all me, baby.
Yeah, man. Well, there you go.
That's okay. You guys can all have some.
Van Shank wants some of those glasses. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's that. That's what. Any other questions over there, Chris? I know we got a couple more.
Corgrave wants to know if there are any pickup makers out there that you admire that has a unique technique.
That is
he
a
is prone
great.
to be naive and assume that there's only really one way to do pickups.
So that is a great question, and in case you can't hear what Chris said, Corey asked, "Are there any pickup winders, manufacturers, etc. that like who what is it? What did they say on Who Popped Your Cherry? Like who got you going?
Yeah, Chantrellines.
Yeah, Chantrellines.
So
yeah.
I don't necessarily know who got me going on them. There's a couple of neat stories surrounding this, but there's a guy that works for Seymour Duncan. When I was back in the day, when I was designing dirt bike parts and for the power sports industry, he was a really good customer of mine. And back then, I knew he worked at Seymour Duncan, but I didn't know what he did. And then I pick up a set of pickups one day, and I look on the bottom, and it says, designed by this guy.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, wait. Well, it comes to find out, he's worked for Seymour Duncan since there were 3 people working there. And he is the VP of design for Seymour Duncan.
Okay.
And so I've known him a really long time and chatted with him a few times. I've been inspired by, obviously, a lot of different people and liked ideas and put a lot of ideas together. I really like a few things that Jason Lawler does. Really, really a lot.
Yep.
Probably my favorite person thus far, as I continue to meet more people, I add to this list. But one of my favorite pickup winders thus far to chat with, to hang out with, to have conversations with, and I really admire his unconventional work, is Tim McNally from McNally Pickups. And he's in Canada too. He makes some really neat stuff. And when anybody says, do you make a humbucker in the shape of a P90? Or do you make this or that or some weird thing that's not supposed to fit together or go in a particular guitar? He's the one that does that stuff.
Have you ever met / talked to Jerry Sentel?
I have not. And he's another one that makes some really neat stuff.
And like really very traditional to very out there. Like, I'm going to make a pickup and jam it in this old electrical box.
Yeah, and we're going to put 9,000 magnets in this thing.
Yeah, it's got half-inch magnets in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy stuff that shouldn't work but does.
One of Jerry Sentel's pickups that I have in my bass is the only pickup that I've ever actually experienced where the pickup is sucking the strings down. I've heard that. I'm like, that's not real. And I put one of Jerry's pickups in that bass, and it's just like, oh, my God.
We got another super chat.
What about Larry DiMaggio? Have you ever met Larry DiMaggio?
I have not, but I
know you've met Seymour Duncan.
About Marie.
Marie is really nice. Who's the guy from TV Jones? What's his name?
Doc, that's unbelievable. What a generous gift. Super chat from Doug. Thank you.
Doug Don?
I don't know anybody at TV Jones. And
I don't know. Who's Mr. TV Jones?
I don't
TV
know.
Jones.
Yeah, but his name isn't TV.
It's probably Tom or Ted.
I think it's Tom.
Or Theodore.
Ted
or
Vernon.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know him, and I don't. I don't know him.
I don't know either.
I'll just. We'll stop there.
You hear that? That's the feverish typing of people telling us who the guy behind TV Jones is.
Apparently, he watches our videos.
Every so often, he'll like something that we do.
Cool.
Instagram. No, I don't know if he watches our videos.
No, that's cool. And I also, from working with some folks that used to work at the Fender Custom Shop, I've never met Abby Ibarra or Josefina, but I have become very familiar with their work.
Cool.
And so have a mad amounts of respect. Even for years and years seeing them in vintage guitars, but then actually getting my hands on their actual work and looking at how they do things.
Right on.
I mean, it's changed. Like how I make a single coil changed once I really got to see that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's better now, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Question. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think that the reason that do you think that Abigail Ibarra was like, nope, the tone of these pickups needs to be this?
No, she didn't know anything.
Do you think that it was like she did it wrong and it just so happened to be turn out right? If it's wrong, I don't want to be right.
From what I've been told by people that have worked with her for many years, she was very, very detail oriented, and she was very good at what she did, and very.
So she didn't
consistent.
get heavy-handed and be like, "Oh, hey, whoa, whoa."
No,
Okay.
no, very consistent. I don't think she was like checking her Instagram or making Snapchats like while
Or
she
talking
was working.
about talking about her grandkids, something.
No,
or
I
other.
don't-
Well, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think. I think she was very consistent. One thing I learned that if you look at an
It's
old,
paused on. No, it's not. I was very still. Hold on. Let's do that. Do this.
one thing I did find out recently, and we're doing this for a client now because this is the way they wanted it, is the tapers on the end of the rod magnets.
Mm-hmm.
Those are not done by a machine. She would go to work every day, find out how many pickups she had to make, and had a little tool that she put the magnet in and spun it around on a grinder manually.
Really?
Before
Alright.
she pressed them all together. Yeah, I mean, just junk like that. Like, and we're doing that for a client now because of
Cool.
that. Yeah,
Well, that's
crazy stuff. Like, so yeah, I learn a lot. I learn a lot.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. What else you got over there, Chris?
Any super secret inside info on how to thread the tiny wire through the tiny eyelets? I've watched you do this.
Get some of these glasses.
Didn't Hendrix have a song about threading the tiny wire through the tiny eyelets?
You just have to do it, man.
And the wind cried Mary.
You have to do it a lot of times.
I would say after watching you that there are more tools at your disposal than two hands.
Yeah.
There's also a mouth.
Yep.
Sounds creepy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've watched you.
Yeah.
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 Basically feed it and hold it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
With hands and your mouth.
Yeah, it is hard. It's small. It is very small, and the wire that we've been using the last few days is not the thin stuff; it's the thick stuff.
Okay.
So
What? It's still 43,
yeah,
40,
42, 43.
okay.
Sometimes we use 44, but not very often. Yeah, big time stuff. Cool. Well, we covered a lot of ground tonight. So
We've
far.
got to cover another 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah. So
right?
you better get your questions in quick,
Yep.
or super chats in quick.
I'm drinking the rest of this beer,
Whether we get a
whether
super
you
chat or
super
not.
chat or not.
Mm-hmm. I get that. Hey, Rob. I see Rob Ritz is here. I wonder if he got his cloth-topped pickups that we made last week. You saw those.
Oh yeah,
With the cool
yeah,
tie-dye
yeah,
looking
yeah.
thing in there. I wonder if he got those today, because he was supposed to get those in the mail today. Yeah.
I'm just sure I don't know.
I see Doug's got a question.
Doug Santaniello.
Yeah, he says,
the
question.
one, the only.
Yeah. Good thing.
Yeah.
I'll let you answer it and then I'll answer it.
Okay, I'll ask it. Question for Chris. The Marauder Jag pickups have the metal installed opposite of my Jaguar, the shorter side on the high and E and B. Does it matter? So what he's talking about is the claw that goes on the Jaguar
And
pickups.
The teeth. Yeah,
Yep.
there's two
What is that
short,
supposed to do?
four
There's
long.
It's sort of like what a plate on a telly pickup does, only just a different shape for a different
It
sound.
sort of encloses the magnetic field of that pickup. Instead of throwing it really wide, it sort of.
Yep.
Is that for Eddie Current?
I
that
don't
is
know that guy.
Yeah, Eddie
Eddie
Current.
Current.
Eddie Current is your new stage name.
Yeah, I think I went to school with that guy. He owes me $5.
So why is it different on the Marauder, Chris?
Um,
Because I don't know the answer to this.
ultimately, they got installed all sorts of directions,
Okay.
and I don't think that it really does matter. Somebody at Fender at some point thought it did.
Yep.
But I don't think it does.
So this brings up an interesting point about pickup history in general. And I've, again, after working with people from the custom shop, working with a lot of people from Fender now, I will say that Leo Fender, first of all, he didn't know anything really about guitars. He wanted to build guitars, and he wanted to build them fast, and he wanted to build them cheap, and he wanted to build them to where you could replace any part on them. But as a result of that, he also wanted to say, okay, I have these magnets, I have this flat work, I have this neck pocket, I have these tuners. How many guitars can I make with these 9 parts? So a lot of times, for example, the magnets in a particular Strat pickup are like the same ones that are in a Tele pickup, but they don't tell you that.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to go ahead and
Disagree with me in the
take
comments.
issue with you that there.
Are ya?
Why is it that the Strat is the only Fender that has that football jack plate then?
Because he knew that PRS was going to copy it later.
All right, why is it that the Jag has a completely different plate arrangement than any other thing? It's not like they took the Jazz bass plate and put it on the Jag.
I know.
And the Jazzmaster doesn't have any plates on it. It's got this giant ass pick guard. What?
I don't know.
What? So
they're trying to be fancy.
well, but
I think I know.
What's
why?
the answer?
What do you-
Because he could get a new stamp
a newsstand.
from the
Yeah,
guys across the street, and that's where they were.
I know you've told me that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But again, it was to keep it cheap. How can we make a change without making a wholesale change?
Yeah.
Well, I think
Yeah.
keeping it cheap would be like, let's use the same cup that we used on the Telecaster for everything.
Yeah, and it's a cheap cup.
It is a cheap, or you know what? This Jive cup on the Telecaster, let's file 13 that, and let's go to pickguard mounted. Let's go to plate mounted thing on the top,
That's what
because
they did.
well, not on the Tele they didn't. But
No,
like, why
Tele-
didn't the Telecaster change? You know what I mean? Like I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. The idea was we're not gonna have to make this Telecaster anymore once we make the Strat.
That was the original idea.
Yeah.
That was that. Yeah,
There
that
was
was.
going to be one true and holy Fender guitar.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It was going to evolve.
And in Leo Fender's head,
Yeah.
it was no one's gonna buy this Telecaster any longer. They're just gonna buy the Strat. And
If
that
you ask
didn't
about
pan out.
90% of people on the internet, it's still true.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, that's what
I
Leo
think you need to
Fender
get closer to
thought.
the microphone.
So the funny thing about that is that's what Leo Fender
Mhm.
thought, but Don Randall, head of Fender sales, thought a whole lot different.
Okay.
And yeah, ultimately the success of Fender had very little to do with Leo Fender and more to do with Don Randall.
Whoa.
He was the guy that did it.
Are you
So
sure you
everybody-
want to say that? You're gonna smoke a
everybody-
turd in
yeah,
hell for
everybody's
saying
like,
that.
oh yeah, thank God for Leo Fender. No, thank God for Don Randall.
Is he the same guy who did Randall amps?
I believe so, yes.
Really?
That's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
interesting.
I actually was
After
just
Fender.
making a joke.
Yeah.
Corey Foregraves wants to know how many miles of pickup wire I have gone through. Could it wrap the earth? Don't play dumb. Know your numbers, geek, and know the answer.
Yeah, I want to know how many times you could go to the moon.
I don't know how many feet of wire is in a 5-pound roll, but I'm going through a 5-pound roll.
So it doesn't
every
tell
3
you how many linear feet it is. It just has
No,
it by the pound. Okay.
It just, yeah, you weigh it because you can't really. So I don't know the answer, but I know that I'm going through a 5-pound roll about every 3 weeks right now, which is a lot of wire. Yeah, that's a lot. And right now we've got 3 winders going with 3 5-pound rolls, and we've got, we're going through all kind of stuff right now. Crazy. Yeah. That's a funny question.
Which one?
No, I've never had anybody ask me that before.
How many Big Macs do you think they sell before they get to the moon? I could go for a Big Mac. That's what I'm driving at.
Somebody said feverish typing. They must have watched you before. Yeah. Yep. Cool.
So, let's go back to this whole Fender thing. Isn't it peculiar that one, I'm going to say Advance.
I have to interrupt you with the super chat.
All right.
Sorry. It's just what it is. Mr. Go. Hey, man. Good to see you guys having fun. Have a super Friday.
Did he say Friday?
Fryd with a bunch of E's.
Nice.
Yeah. Have a super Friday. Okay, back to the Fender thing.
So we've got a few more minutes. Isn't it peculiar that like some of the things that are standard stayed standard, and
Mhm.
some of the things that were peculiar to the model stayed peculiar to the model.
Yeah.
For example, the Telecaster heel
Mm-hmm.
is very different from the Strat Jag Jazzmaster heel.
Correct.
It's the you can't like say now in 2022. It's the only one that's flat on the back because lots of them are flat on the back now.
Right. Of
But-
the traditional stuff.
Yeah,
like
why is it that why did they do it and why did they change it? Why didn't they wholesale change everything? Like the Telecaster is one of the few instruments that's side jack. Lots of other stuff is top jack because it was on the pick
in my
guard
opinion,
or
it
plate.
should all be side jack.
Okay.
I don't think football jack is cool. That is just my opinion. But
What if it's a football jack on the side like Hamer did on
Or-
the Californian?
is it Kramer that has them on the back?
Oh,
Upside down,
I know
like
what you're
the
talking
upside down
about.
backwards one.
I know what you're talking
Those are
about,
dumb, too.
but I don't know.
I
who
would have
that
to
is.
side with Chris on this whole thing about the marketing situation. I think it has to do with Fender wanted to design a guitar that you could take apart and put back together and sell and keep cheap, and somebody else is like, no, that's not a great idea. Kind of like what I've been telling you lately about, you should have two models. One should be called the Prostitute, and the other one should be called the Challenger.
Yep.
And you should sell, shouldn't he? I think he should sell the Prostitute as a regular model.
It's such a good name.
It is, and they should all be sparkly and pretty. And
Frankly, Dylan, I don't know if I'm going to be able to focus on a whole lot of anything other than the impending winter storm.
oh yeah, already. Well, I'll tell you what, we have 3 minutes left.
And another super chat.
We've answered that.
Oh,
No, we got that
I'm going to chug.
So we want to make sure that everybody knows to make sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button and do all that stuff. You probably already have, except for the 3 thumbs down Franks that we have now.
There's thumbs down Frank, thumbs down Steve, and fart face
Freddie.
Tony. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Tony. That's two. Fart face Patrick.
Oh, Patrick.
I don't know. Yeah.
So make sure that you check out the live stream next Monday, or next Thursday, because we're gonna have a surprise reveal. Well, it's not a surprise now, but it's a special reveal.
And I think we might have a special guest
Okay, that would be cool.
with an excellent mustache.
With an excellent mustache. Don't forget about the cool pickups that are for sale on the website.
Oh yeah, limited time only.
Limited time only. Make sure you also go to TexasToastGuitars.com and take that last class spot. That's
You'll have to send us an email.
Oh, you have to
because
yeah,
it's not. It's
not,
yeah.
Yeah. No, I hope that everybody does all those things. What are you laughing at over there, Chris?
Nothing.
Was
What?
the football jacks made specifically for Fender, or did that jack plate already exist? I don't think so. Nothing
Yeah,
existed before.
it was actually designed by
Randolph Scott?
No, what's-
Tony
who's
Randall.
the,
Tony Randall. That's who it was.
G&L,
The G&L
George
guy?
Fullerton,
George Fullerton.
who whittled the first one out of a chunk of brass.
Really.
And Leo thought that it was neat, and so they decided to use it.
So what
And
did
they
Tony Randall do
pressed
on that one?
Tony Randall did nothing.
You said like you were made this whole thing about.
George Fullerton.
We forget about
Oh,
George
it was the other
Fullerton,
guy, the
too,
Randall
yeah.
guy.
Oh, Don Randall.
Tony
Yeah,
Randall,
Don Randall
thank
was
you.
head of sales. There were more guys. Leo didn't make all the guitars.
He made them all, Chris.
No, Leo didn't touch any of the guitars. I like the part where people think that Leo signed guitars. No, Leo didn't touch any of the guitars.
We didn't even talk about the thumbnail.
What thumbnail?
I
With
wanted
Snake
to talk.
Plissken?
I wanted to talk tonight about the difference between a hobby guitar and a.
Oh crap! We totally
I
missed
totally
it.
missed it. I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail afterwards. Whatever. There's gonna be. That's what all the thumbs down Frank people are. I clicked on this because I wanted to hear about. So, what I was gonna say before we get off is that the video came out this last Monday was about that super fancy Guitar Factory, right? This Monday is going to be the complete opposite. Not that it's not fancy, but that it's
fancy to me.
It's fancy to you. The completely different way of making a guitar. And what we're doing is we're taking all week, more than a week really, the process of one body.
Yep.
That would take 30 or 40 minutes in a CNC machine. And we're taking all week and we're following it through the process so we can show you how it's done with pin routers and deadhead sanders and hands and not a CNC machine. Mm-hmm. And the point of the thumbnail tonight was to talk about the fact that you can buy a $250,000 CNC machine and that makes a guitar expensive because the equipment is expensive. Or you can take the equipment that you have and the guitar is no cheaper because it takes time and it's just a different kind of skill and it's a different way of doing it, which I really think is cool. Or you can be a hobby person and worry that you're going to get one done right unless you come to one of these classes and just do it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that tomorrow.
We will.
How about we put a pin in this and talk about it tomorrow?
We will.
All right.
So watch that video coming out on Monday. Hang out with us the rest of the week and the rest of the